In the Zone meets Open Mic, two Goliaths in radio. Undeniable. Happy Arnie Week, Mike.
Happy Arnie Week to you. I'm glad that you have, have carried the torch and calling it the Arnie. I think that's starting to stick.
So, how confident are you that you? And this is an unofficial question. One, I actually have another one. All right, how confident are you that you started that?
Oh, I definitely started it. This is like 12, 13 years ago. I wrote a column that we need to start calling this the Arnie because it fits with Arnie's personality. The Arnold Palmer Invitational just sounds too stodgy, does it not?
Yeah, and I don't think of it as a stodgy event. It's high class.
Yeah,
but it's not stuffy.
No,
I feel fancy when I go there, but I also feel like I'm amongst the people.
Yeah, especially when you're in the White Claw fan deck, you don't feel fancy at all.
No, not the way that I'm feeling inside. While we're giving you credit for something, and we will get the official start to this segment going in a moment. I gave you credit on the air the other day, and you deserve to hear this. They got this play the song theme going this year with the Magic.
Yeah.
Mike, you and I started Open Mic together back in 2010, 2011. I can't remember what year it was, but you've been doing that since day one.
Play the song.
Magic were winning games.
Right. Yeah.
So credit to you. You started that, and you are not getting proper credit from the organization.
No. Yeah. Well, David Steele and guys like that will give me credit, but yeah, from the higher ups themselves, the hoity-toities in the organization, I don't get any credit for that. So,
all right, since we were talking golf, I'll get us started with the first official question. Is the Arnold Palmer Invitational big enough in this town that it's actually star-proof? And you've got enough stars this year, so this isn't so much a this year question where you have defectors that are not playing in this tournament because they're with Liv. But is this event enough of an attraction where even if this were to impact the tournament more in the future, it's the event is the attraction and not the golfers? Would you agree or disagree with that?
For the actual fans who show up at the event itself, yeah, it's let's face it, a lot of fans go just to be seen. They go because the weather's nice. They go to party. They go to the White Claw fan deck to drink and watch some golf. It's part of the allure of going to a golf tournament in person, but is it, could it start affecting TV ratings and TV contracts and the things that are really important to sports these days? Yeah, when you don't have Brooks Koepka and when you don't have John Rahm and when you don't have Bryson DeChambeau, who was the talk of golf when he won the Arnie a few years ago, when you're missing players like that, I think it's going to start having an effect, especially if Liv keeps plucking off a couple players a year. And if they ever plucked off Rory McIlroy, I think that's the one name. If they were to pluck off Rory, and I think that would start having an effect on the fans themselves at the event because he's a really popular player. So
yeah, I would tend to agree with that. He's the face of golf. I don't even think it's question. To me, that's not even a question. That he's the face of the PGA Tour at the very least.
Yeah. All right. You're Mr. Magic. Remember the Orlando Magic radio broadcast crew. My question to you is this. I predicted the Magic are going to finish as the 3 seed now. All right. They're going to surpass the Cavs as the 3 seed. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think they're going to be either a 3 or a 4 seed. Hell, who knows? They might even get to a 2 seed if Milwaukee fades a little bit. They're only 4. I think they're 4 games behind Milwaukee for the 2 seed. But anyway, that notwithstanding, who would you like to see the Magic play in the first round of the playoffs?
I love that we're having this conversation. This has been a big topic on our show, and I've had a hard time coming up with who the exact right team is. I think the best way for me to determine this is to play process of elimination. Who do I not want? Because I want the Magic to advance. So all of these series are interesting to me. So I'm not going to choose the one that gets the most buzz. Yeah, the Magic and the Heat. That would be great.
That's what I want, Dan. I want Kravitz.
Okay, and Magic fans are not going to love this. It's not that the Magic can't beat the Heat in a 7-game series. Right now, they're a better basketball team if you go by record. I want no part of the Miami Heat in the playoffs. And that's not just a Magic problem. If if we were on Boston Sports Talk Radio, I'd be spitting out the same thing right now. You want no part of playoff Jimmy. I want the Magic to actually advance if they get in, and they're obviously going to. So I eliminate the Heat from the equation. Joel Embiid, I think we forget how dominant he was this year. I assume that he'll be back for the playoffs. Not really interested in having to deal with that. I don't think the Magic match up well with Embiid. Who does? So I'm going to go with the New York Knicks. I think the Knicks are the best matchup for the Magic. They kind of get stuck in the mud offensively, defensive-minded. The Magic can match wits with them on the court. So I'm going to go with New York.
Okay. All right.
But you're all in on this all Florida.
Oh,
series.
I would love to play yes. That's the rival. That's who you want to go through. You're eventually gonna maybe you're gonna have to go through the Heat, but the Heat have had so much success. I would just like to see the Magic put them in their place.
I mean, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I would rather that happen later in the tournament. So, Mike, everything exists on a spectrum. I saw the Nick Saban story implying that NIL and the transfer portal drove him out of the sport. Mm-hmm. Every coach who speaks on this openly and honestly, they hate it.
Right.
Everybody else lies about it, it seems like. But like I said, everything exists on a spectrum. So if you've got people that hate it, then there are coaches out there that genuinely love it, that feel like it is to their advantage that this is the way college football is. Have you thought about this, that the other side of the equation, we talk so much about how much of a negative this is in college athletics, but could you think of a coach or two that actually love the way college football is right now?
Wow. Lane Kiffin comes to mind just because he's such a renegade. I think most coaches, I actually don't think, I think a lot of the coaches at the bigger, richer programs, I would even put Nick Saban in Alabama into this, even though he's not the coach at Alabama anymore. I don't think coaches have money or have an issue with the money in NIL. I just think they have an issue with the unlimited transfers and the free transfers. You could transfer anyway. I mean, let's face it, if you're at a school like Ohio State or Georgia or Alabama that have these big collectives, why wouldn't you like NIL? I just think the fact that they can lose a player, boom, just like that, that's what the coaches like Saban doesn't want, don't like. They don't like that. So I think there are actually a lot of coaches who like NIL. Quite frankly,
I was the first name that came to mind when I thought of asking you that was Lincoln Riley. It seems like he is loving this, especially having those deep pockets at USC. Steve Sarkisian.
No question. All right, what's my final question for you? It is this. College football spring practice is underway. We always talk about the NFL draft, and if you draft a quarterback in the first round, especially early in the first round, do you just put him in there immediately and let him play? There are a lot of Gator fans who say, the hell with Graham Mertz. We've got DJ Lagway, 5-star recruit from Texas. He's the future. We need to start him immediately. What do you think Billy Napier should do with his quarterback situation?
Doesn't it seem like, if I'm Billy Napier, I'm like, why did Graham Mertz want to stick around and make this decision so damn difficult for me? Because Graham Mertz, nobody wants to admit it, he was one of the better quarterbacks in collthis last year.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
Led the SEC in passing efficiency last year.
But this is a tough call for Napier because he needs wins. But I think when he needs more than wins is juice. And Graham Mertz, for as solid as he was, he gives you no juice, no upside. DJ Lagway gives you all of that. And then you have the potential that he's a star right out of the gate. We see it in college football now where guys are able to excel the moment they get an opportunity. Yeah, it sucks because there's a good college quarterback that we all just kind of want to overlook, but Gator fans want to feel like their program is heading somewhere, and Graham Mertz giving them a nice, efficient 8-9 wins on the season, I just don't think is going to get it done. And by the way, 8-9 wins with the schedule they have, not going to be an easy thing to pull off at all. So that's, it's unfortunate, but I think DJ Lagway has to be the answer. Hit me with it, Mike.
The crossover is over.